So have you ever said to yourself, I'm doing pretty good compared to everybody else, so why would I bother exercising? So welcome to Fitness After 50 FAQs, and Sel and I are going to be talking about this topic today. So we're going to talk about the hidden benefits of exercise, how that can help you unlock your full potential and help you doing all the things that you love and enjoy in life. So g'day, Sel. How you
Hi,
doing?
Peter. Good, thank you. How are you?
That's good. I just said I'm feeling a bit like a radio announcer with this headset on today. So I'm in a different environment. So anyway, let's get into the subject.
Can you hear that?
So I want to start off by talking about some of the benefits of exercise, because I think that's really, really important, because sometimes we can look at ourselves and go, well, hang on, I'm doing better than this person. And I heard this during the week. One of our ladies said, when she's out walking with friends and they're going up hills, she can actually hear how they're like really, really struggling for breath. And yet, she's doing it a lot easier, which means that because she is exercising, she is helping her heart and her lung capacity. So that means that she is fitter and stronger. But I'm also going to say the one thing that we should never do is compare ourselves to anybody else as well, too.
Absolutely. And we do that all the time.
And we do that all the time. So I think from an exercise perspective, what it does is it helps give you better focus and better mental clarity. So if you think about any type of exercise session, doesn't matter what it is, to get the most out of it, you're going to be engaging your mind to your muscles or your mind to the movement, which therefore means that you're going to be thinking about how you're actually moving, that cognitive process that's going on in your body. So therefore, you're going to help yourself. And that's one of the things can definitely decline as we're aging as well too. And because you are focused on it, it means that you feel better about yourself. So it definitely is going to help you from a mental capacity as well too, and an emotional capacity.
Definitely. I think too when you are exercising and you are tuning into your body,
Mm.
we talk about this all the time. That's when you discover things about your body as well, whether they be good or bad.
Yeah, yeah.
You can actually, you can discover whether your fitness is declining, whether you are getting weaker, different things like that.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, because one of the things that we do is the fitness foundations, and we do them at every change of season with our ladies too. And these are just basic functions of everyday life, but they're exercises that we can see how quickly they can move through a process. We can see their range of motion, and that gives us the opportunity to see whether they are improving or whether, as you said, they're regressing and going backwards.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, and also, it's not just about what we see. It's important for them to actually, keep track of those numbers as well too, because then they're more in tune with what their body is telling them, as you said.
Writing it down, big thing. Have a
Yeah,
notebook, write it down. I know you track.
yeah.
I track. It's such a big thing, and it gives you that little bit of confidence boost when you go back and look at where you started.
Yeah, look, that's a really good point, Sal, because one of the things that I asked the ladies this week was, what's one thing that you can do because you are exercising? And actually, I think I have some of them here. Well, let me just try and get into my memory bank. One of them was really interesting because Carmel said, "I'm not using my hand to push myself up off the toilet." So
Yeah,
she had been doing that. And so she had paid attention to it, and she went, I'm not doing that anymore because I am stronger in my body's stability, you know, and how I can actually move. Kerry was a classic. She takes care of kids, and she's in her 50s, but she said those kids are always, you know, kicking that ball on the or throwing the ball on the roof. So she climbs up a 6-foot high fence and then levers herself onto the roof and then goes and gets these balls down all the time. So that's an amazing achievement in itself. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody because I certainly don't want you to fall off a roof or anything like that. But, you know, from Roz's perspective, one of the things that she said she noticed is that she's walking faster, but it means that she is feeling happier because she walks not for the exercise. She exercises for the exercise, but the walking is about her emotional state.
Yeah. And these aren't old people things that come into your life. You know?
No.
We've discussed it before. You know, I think it was last year or the year before, that fear that came into me for no reason whatsoever, walking down my internal stairs.
Yeah.
So I started holding on. So, you know, by no means is this old people things that are happening, that are coming into your life, you know?
No, that's
so when you can see that these things are coming in and you can put a stop to it.
Yeah, absolutely. The second one that I wanted to go with was energy and vitality, because when you exercise, it gives you that huge boost in energy, which is very counterintuitive, because one of the things that we often hear is, I can't exercise because I just don't have the energy to do it. So but when you actually do it, it changes that physiology in your body. So you feel better. I mean, there are days, Sal, where the last thing I want to do is exercise, you know, and I've taken photos of myself getting out of bed, just sitting there going, you know, with this grumpy look on my face because I don't want to do it. So what I do is I say, well, what can I move? How do I feel? Do I feel like I need to stretch, or do I feel like I need to get outside in nature, or do I feel that I really need to, you know, box the living heck out of something? So, you know, and that in itself is, again, coming back to tuning into your body and what it's telling you, and then you listening to it and responding, because ultimately it's going to give you the energy that you need as well too.
And tuning into your mindset, that mindset of, I don't have the energy to exercise. What's that exercise looking like to you?
Yeah.
You know, it does not have to be a 45-minute aerobic class that you used to do when you were 20.
No.
It can be a 10-minute walk up and down the street. It can be a 5-minute walk around your backyard.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the other thing that happens is when you're exercising, you know, you're certainly helping your cardiovascular system, which is going to deliver more oxygen into your body and nutrients into your muscles and your organs, which means you just generally feel more vibrant and more alive in yourself. So, you know, there's just so many benefits, but it's always hard to take that first step, to take some type of action. And that's why I think it's really, really important that we simply go, how am I feeling? What is that one thing that I could do? If it's just a stretch, then it's just a stretch, but it's something that you've done for yourself and it will help you feel better. And so, you know, this is about saying, well, you know, I'm pretty good compared to everybody else, but it's like saying to you, don't compare yourself to everybody else. What we want you to do is think about all of the other benefits that come from just consistently moving your body and exercising in some way, which leads me to longevity and disease prevention, because, you know, there is so much research out there that actually says that exercise will help improve our lifespan, but not just our lifespan, our health span. So, you know, the last thing that we want to do is, you know, have a situation where as we're aging, we start to get all these preventable health diseases that if we had been exercising over some period of time, that, you know, we could have pushed them back a little bit. And therefore, you know, it means that the quality of life that we've got is a lot better.
And hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
it totally is.
Start now, you know, because that's what they are, preventable diseases.
Yeah, and there's
so if you can start now and you can prevent them, then you're not going to be, you know, sitting here in 20 years' time with your hindsight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go on.
So I was just going to say, and can I just give an example? And I know I talk about him all the time, but it's just, for me, it's very much a, you know, he's right in my face. And we have all our women in Strong Healthy Women. But I have a client with Parkinson's disease. I've been training him for 20 years, 3 years. Not even training him, he just moves. But it's interesting because I took him to a Parkinson's meeting the other day, and every other person with Parkinson's there didn't move, but they were all amazed at how mobile he still is.
Yeah.
And it comes down to exercise.
Oh, it totally does.
You look at Betty. Betty's 84 years old in our studio.
Yeah.
You know, and she was doing front kicks the other day.
Awesome.
She's still going. Yeah, she's still going, you know. It comes down to exercise, as you said, longevity.
Yeah. And that willingness to keep going even when life throws you some additional aches and pains that you might be experiencing. Because when you can work through those, then, you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Because if I think about Betty, probably 6 months ago, you know, that phone call that she made on a Sunday and said, I am in so much pain on my back. I've got so much osteoarthritis, but I don't want to give it up. What can I do? You know, and so we just kept on scaling it back for her, just scaling it back, as you know, because you work with her most of all. And so what's happened is, because we did that and then she started building more strength in her body, then now she doesn't even notice it. Like, I trained her a couple of weeks ago and I said, how you doing, Betty? How's the back going? Oh, no. Oh, I'd forgotten all about that, she said.
Yeah, she just blows your mind, you know, 84 years old and she's still going. And she'll say in the studio, oh, I'm too old for this. No, you're not. Keep going.
Yeah, I think we should take that out of our vocab entirely. You know, I'm too old for this, but you know, we say it, and I know that we all say it at some point. You know, when we go, oh no, why am I doing this nonsense? So yeah. All right, so what do you want to wrap up with?
I just want to. We say this all the time, just start. It does not have to be, as I said previously, a 45-minute aerobic exercise. It does not have to be that. If you start, we can guarantee, if you start with 5 minutes every day this week, I can guarantee you next week, you are going to want to go longer. Because you will know that you are feeling better.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, that comparison game can stop us from starting, but that comparison game can stop us when we get to a certain point as well too. So we may have exercise. We may have had, for example, a weight loss goal, and we got to that goal and then we went, okay, I've done it now. I'm at that, so I'm going to stop. But we don't realize all of those internal and external other benefits that are happening to our bodies that are going to help us in the long run. And that's what it's about, is thinking about what can I do each and every day to help myself so that I can play and participate energetically in life. And that's what we all want to do, I think, ultimately.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining me, Sel.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
You're welcome. See you, ladies. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
We'll see you soon. Bye.